Hello, I'm Mario Anderson, and welcome to In Focus Kentucky, where we take a look at issues that matter to you right here in the Bluegrass State, and we'll talk with the lawmakers, community organizers, and people like you who help shape those policies. The month of September is National Suicide Prevention Awareness Month, and on today's episode, we'll discuss suicide death rates across Kentucky and also veteran suicide awareness and learning warning signs and how to take action when a person might be at a risk of a suicidal crisis and that can ultimately save a person's life. Suicide is the second leading cause of death for youth and young adults in the state of Kentucky, and according to the Kentucky Youth Risk Behavior Survey, 15% of Kentucky high school students, or 1 in 7, reported having seriously considered suicide within a 12-month period. In addition to that, 17.4% of Kentucky middle school students, nearly 1 in 5, reported that they had seriously considered harming themselves at some point in their lives. And joining me now is someone who has lost a child due to suicide, is Melissa Lawson, mother of Bethany Lawson. And Melissa lost her 16-year-old daughter Bethany to suicide in August of this year. And first off, we are thankful that you're here on our show, and we appreciate you joining us today.
Thank you.
And also, we're sorry for your loss as well. We want to talk with you first, obviously, for our viewers to give some perspective about Bethany, that she was in school, for a sophomore at Whitley County High School, loved animals, enjoyed art as well, and spending time with family and her friends. So kind of just talk with us about her life.
Bethany was beautiful on the outside, but it didn't even begin to compare to her inner beauty. From the moment that we were blessed to have her in our lives, she was energetic, always laughing, never saw any signs of sadness or any type of despair, anything at all that would have indicated she ever thought about hurting herself or taking her life. I can't stress enough that parents need to sit down and talk to their children about this. I talk to my daughter every single day. I spent 90% of my time with her. When I wasn't at work, I was with Bethany. My days off, I scheduled what Bethany wanted to do. She did modeling. We did photo shoots for, she did lots of charity events. She loved things like that. She did one for the soup kitchen, women's battered women's shelter. She did several things like that, and she loved doing stuff like that. She loved people. She loved helping people. We just didn't see any signs at all that there was a problem. If you had told me that I would be sitting here today 38 days ago, I would have said there is absolutely no way that I would be here. No way. She didn't come from a broken home. There's no drug addiction. There's nothing that would indicate that she would have any problems functioning or have any problems whatsoever. So when I say what I would like for people to know, anybody out there, regardless of the age, it is okay to not be okay. There's not one person in this world that does not have a day that they struggle, that they may need help. It's okay. You need to talk to somebody. If it's not your parents, talk to your teachers, talk to somebody. Don't ever feel like you are alone, or feel like don't ever let guilt stop you, or feeling like you're going to hurt somebody else by not coming out and saying you need help, because that, we need to help each other. We need to be kind to each other, and that is what the people that love you are here for. We want to help you. So that's my thing. Sit down and talk to your kids. Even if you've never seen any signs, take this and sit down and say, have you ever thought about this? And let them know if they ever do think about it. It's okay to not be okay, and it's okay to ask for help. I don't ever want another parent to suffer what I have suffered. I don't want any other parent to feel this loss and this despair. And I know there's going to be a lot more suffer this if there's not some awareness brought to this topic and the stigma is not dropped and people can feel like it's okay to talk about it. There's going to be a lot more.
And share with us, too, the support that you have received during this entire process, obviously with tough situation all the way around, but how's the support system been for you dealing with this loss?
I can't even begin. Words cannot express how wonderful that people have been to my family. Strangers, people from out of state, our community, I just can't even begin to express, and the words cannot express how wonderful they've been. The school system, our local churches, they've just, all of them have just wrapped us up in their arms and just gave us an endless supply of support and love. And it does help, but nothing can bring Bethany back, not now.
And I know that one of the things that you're interested in doing, you've kind of touched on that, is that you're wanting to kind of speak more to be able to help provide support for other potential grieving families, parents. But why is it important you to want to speak out and kind of help be a support system for others?
Because I don't want anybody else to go through what I'm going through. You should never lose your child to this. You should never lose your child to suicide. You know, accidents happen. Suicide, mental illness, bullying, drug addiction, all that kind of combines into that. You know, you realize all these things can play a factor in suicide. But I never want anybody else to experience what I'm experiencing. I don't want that for anybody.
Well, we really thank you, Melissa, for joining us here on In Focus Kentucky and sharing about your daughter and also bringing awareness to this particular tough issue.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Now, coming up, we'll meet with State Representative Regina Huff, who sponsored a bill that is now a law that hopes to help prevent teenage suicides. Also, we'll visit the Hot Rod Hullabaloo Car Show and explain how they are also bringing awareness to suicide prevention. Stick with us. You're watching In Focus Kentucky.